How we going, folks? Welcome back to Maidencast. I'm joined, as ever, by my co-host, my hetero life mate, Mr. Luke Nash. How are you, Luke?
Yeah, all good, mate. Sunday afternoon. Just watched Tottenham scrape through in the FA Cup, so it's all right. So all good. How about you?
Well, it's really depressing at the moment because it's January and it's just grey all the time. But there you go. And I'm back at work tonight,
Yeah.
so I've got 6 nights ahead of me. But we're here to talk. We went out last night. We went to see our friend Kyle in Iron Maiden. That's Iron Maiden without an R. Go back a few Maidencasts ago. We had a good chat with him. And last night we went to see them at Leo's Red Lion in Gravesend. So we thought we'd talk about it. And I had a really good night. I thought the show was a lot of fun. I thought the set list was awesome. And it was good to see Kyle in real life, really. And shake hands with him and have a quick chat.
Yeah, that's it.
And what did you think?
Yeah. I mean, it's they were great. Set list was covered pretty much all the points you wanted to. I really like the venue. I've got to talk about just Leo's Red Lion. It's a fantastic venue. Supporting up and coming metal bands, rock bands, hard rock bands. They've had, I think they want to try and branch out. They've had a few more semi-established names, not massive names, because obviously they know where they are, but they're doing their best to keep hard rock and metal alive in the southeast of England. We've got scant few venues down here. Chinnery's probably being the only other one that I know of.
Well, we used to have loads, but
yeah, we did. But no, fair play to them. They're really doing their bit. It's the closest we're going to get to KK Steel Mill. If anyone's been there, you've got a chill out bit, you've got the venue. Leo's has got similar side, you've got like the pub bit with pool table, and then you go into the venue, which is a fair size venue. Probably holds about 150, 200 people if it was crammed in. But it's a good sound, good vibe, security are not arseholes, and it's a great place to go. So and seeing our boy Kyle and the Iron Maiden boys tearing it up was icing on the cake, really.
Yeah, much like Chinnery's in Southend, they sort of, the bread and butter is tribute bands and cover bands tend to be, but then you normally get you get bands on the way up. It's sort of famous because it's got bands that are big now, played there in their early days. And what you normally get, especially like with metal bands, which we tend to see, metal and punk, a band will book a gig there on an off day between festivals. Normally festival season is a good time for that venue, because you'll get someone will come into England to play wherever, and then they'll be in France in a couple of days to play that festival. So a day off in the middle, they'll book a venue like Leo's or Chinnery's, and hopefully they can scoop them up and then become.
That'd be cool.
But I mean, it was a little bit off the beaten track, but it'd be good to see a venue like that become more established, because look, if it becomes well known that it's going to pull a good crowd, it will then get on the touring schedule.
Yeah, that's it.
So it was really good. Let's go. I mean, all 5 musicians in Iron Maiden I thought were great. Both the guitarists played everything.
I mean, to do Maiden covers, you've got.
They actually had Steve Harris on bass as well. Did you notice that?
It's the bass player from High on Maiden, isn't it? And he is, when he walked past us, because obviously we was where we were at our backs to the dressing room, and when he walks past holding his bass, it's not Steve Harris, but you do a double take, you're like, he's about as close as it gets, and he's got the mannerisms down. The fucking, he's icing on the cake to this lineup, because Adrian and Dave both ripping the solos apart. Clive on drums. You think, close your eyes, it's Clive Burr playing, and then you got.
Now he had his kit, set up exactly like Clive Burr would have. Yeah,
even with that weird one tom that's just up on its own and then comes down. But set up like that, and then Carl. I mean, he doesn't try to sound like Bruce or Paul, but he doesn't have to, because he's got a set of pipes on him for days.
He has, yeah. He's got a
fucking
fantastic
unreal
singing voice, and like I say, he's not trying to sound like, but he just hits the notes anyway.
I mean,
he's a great front man as well.
When we saw him at the Diano tribute night, obviously he was just singing the Paul Diano stuff exclusively, but obviously now with the day job, they're doing the full gambit of Maiden, and dive your boots on. that's peak young Dickinson, and he was fucking hitting them notes like he weren't even trying. It's frightening. And when you consider the guy had a stroke fucking 4 years ago, you know, I mean, well
That's
done,
off.
mate. You know, you're smashing it.
Well, I've got the someone handed this to me on the way out. I did not steal it. The
sound man, when he wasn't there, handed it to Joe.
Yeah, and me and you had a little bet to begin with, and you went, what did you think we're gonna open with? Oh, right. So first off, Doctor comes over the tannoy, and I've dropped it. 1 sec.
As you would expect.
I was like, oh, right, yeah, good.
Yep.
And then Ides of March comes over the tannoy, and you said, what do we think we're going to open with? I reckon Murders in the Rue Morgue, and I said I would, if it was me, I would open with Wrathchild, because Ides of March followed by anything else to me just doesn't make sense. Lo and behold, they come out, they start with Wrathchild. 1 point for me. But Luke, not all is lost. Look at this.
I know. Yeah, things. I went for Murders because if anyone's got the bootleg from the Number of the Beast tour in New York Palladium, they do open with. They do, they do open with Murders. They go from Ides of March.
So they did intend on being in last minute, decided to swap it. Maybe they heard me. Maybe they overheard me.
That's it.
Who knows? So so we get like a triple hit from Killers. Ides of March,
you're in your fucking element, wouldn't you?
Straight into Murders in the Rue Morgue. And then just seamlessly we go into New Maiden with I say New Maiden.
No,
Classic Maiden, 2 minutes to midnight. But it follows those two songs perfectly. But what was really impressive is that they did Infinite Dreams, which hasn't been played by actual Iron Maiden since 1988, which Kyle points out.
Which is a joke when you think about it, isn't it? You know, I mean, I know they've got a lot of songs.
As good a song as it is,
that, but fuck's sake, you know, that song is, and it should be played more often.
Yeah. Even when they brought it out for I forget which tour it was.
Made in England, they played it.
Yeah, I know they played it in Made in England, but there was a tour when they brought the Seventh Son.
Yeah, they didn't play it, did they?
Yeah, and when they opened with Moonchild, and you'd think it would have been in there, but never mind. Then we get a 1-2 punch, Wicker Man. Then we get another deep cut with Die With Your Boots On. So
which I wasn't expecting. That was nice to hear.
We get a great version of Wasted Years as well, and this is the thing: Wasted Years has sort of become. It's crept back into the Maiden set list.
Oh, it has. Yeah, they abandoned it for years, and then it's sort of.
That was put on the shelf for a while, so it's not quite a deep cut anymore, but it was. No. It was for a while, and then we get the Trooper. Carl at that point comes out in the skivvies with the flag. You know, this is the thing as well. This isn't just playing the songs; they've got a really good stage set up. Yeah. They try and bring in the theatrics, the costume changes and that. This is as good as you're going to get in the venues that these bands are playing.
Yeah.
And then we get Writing on the Wall.
Yeah, which was nice. Get to bang up the date, and that is, I don't care anyone. I'll Die on the Hill. That's a classic Maiden song already. That is such a great song, and to hear it played is fucking good, man. Bravo.
We've got another one here, but it's just got the initials TWOTW.
That's
Writing on the Wall.
Yeah.
So what's before that then? ROTAM.
They were. That sounds like they were going to try and do Mariner.
Rhyme of Ancient Mariner. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Now we got a bit of insight there. They attempted it on the sound check,
didn't they?
But haven't quite nailed it.
Said it weren't quite there. So whoever, if you go and see them on their next show, you will
probably get Rhyme of Ancient Mariner.
I'd check them out.
That would have been a long old set if they did do it, though.
I know.
Because this was a pretty long set as well. You know, it wasn't just 12 songs out you go.
That's it.
They did
Mind you, that's probably why he told us to get there for 8:30, just in case they did do Mariner. They start a bit earlier to incorporate the 15 minutes.
True.
So yeah.
Now, at this point as well, we go back more to the older material. We get a nod, tip of the hat to Mr. Diano, and they did a fantastic version of Remember Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Carl actually said to us beforehand, I asked us what our favourite Maiden song was. I said Killers off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But Remember Tomorrow is up there as well. And I thought Kyle, he did something, I don't know if he meant to do it, but he kind of did it half and half. The first verse and chorus he did in the style of Paul, and then did the second chorus in the style of Bruce. Now, Carl's got a good set of pipes on him, and I don't know if he, Carl, I don't know if he intended to do it that way, but definitely that's how he pulled it off. He did it half Paul, half Bruce, and because he can do both,
exactly. I mean,
why not?
Yeah,
but yeah, so when when he holds the note during the chorus, so Paul just goes oh, and it just holds the note all the way through it. While on the second chorus, same thing again. He goes for it, but switched into Bruce style. And sorry about that. And yeah, then we get awesome rendition of Killers, Phantom of the Opera, and I'm thinking, oh, right, they're going to be wrapping up now.
Phantom was proper fast as well. I mean, it was old school. We used to Maiden sort of slowing it down a bit, but these guys, no, boom, fucking album version, 1980, straight, it's fucking monstrous fast.
Yeah, then we get Hallowed Be Thy Name, epic. Then I thought, every time I thought they were going to close.
With that, I must admit, it was weird hearing it played with the Clive drums.
Yeah.
I'm so used to hearing it, obviously, Nico with his embellishments, and obviously they've sped it up loads and all the rest of it, and Nico does the feels that Nico's famed for. But this was getting it back to the album version, which was, it was weird to hear.
Yeah, because
it was very weird. Because, you know, so used to that.
He's done that spot on. You would have noticed something that I didn't know.
You can tell
spot on to the album.
Yeah, you can tell he's a massive Clive Burr fan, because all the Clive Burr tracks, it was nailed. And it was weird with the Nico tracks. He was playing them almost like Clive would play Nico.
Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah. I don't know. He does it well. You know, it's almost like he's trying to put his own style on the Nico stuff, but because he's so ingrained in the Clive style, he puts his own. It's a weird stamp, and I don't. All the drummers I've seen playing Maiden stuff, I've never seen him played like that. It was so yeah, he's got his own unique sort of flavour behind the kit.
Yeah. Then we get a great rendition of Fear in the Dark. Carl comes out again, dressed with the lantern, with the top hat and everything. Brilliant. Awesome edition of Iron Maiden, the title track that we all know and love. And then, again, I'd have been happy with that. But then we get an encore. Of course, we get Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills. We get a bit of fun in between the songs as well. They did a thing with was it Number of the Beast or Had a Bit on Name? There was the polls.
Yes, Number of the Beast.
Number of the Beast, where he just does a scream and then and then just
let it ring before.
No, it was, but great. Run to the Hills, great fun. We got you got a bit sick of Run to the Hills, and I think we all do. I think every band has that song where it's like, oh, that's overplayed.
Yeah,
I think every band.
If I never heard it again, it wouldn't bother me. You know, I'm not taking away from the song.
But I enjoyed it last night, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And, obviously it's a great song, but it's just, for me, where I've listened to it so many times when I was getting into Maiden, it's wore out its welcome for me.
Yeah.
But going into one of my favourite Maiden tracks to end the night that was like, yes.
What's that? Running Free.
Running Free.
Yeah. And then finish with Running Free. You can't not finish with Running Free, I think. I mean,
it's either going to be Running Free or Sanctuary, isn't it? You know, it's
but Running Free just sends people out.
It's a supreme song, man. And I hope they end when Maiden do the Run for Your Lives tour. I hope they end with Running Free, because it's such a great song.
Yeah.
You know, it's mental what Maiden have become now, doing the 20-minute progs. But it all stems from Steve wanting to do his version of Radar Love. Yeah,
I mean, as much as I love the new material, I've got nothing against it at all. A lot of people give it a lot of bit. Look, but a little bit. I would like an album, a bit like what Judas Priest have been doing with their last couple of albums. They're just like, give the crowd what they want. But yeah, an album where that's dialed back a little bit, and we get a few more 2 minutes to midnights, a few more Dies with Your Boots on. I wouldn't go amiss with me. Just sometimes you just want a pint to quench your thirst. I think a stripped back Maiden album would be good. But But that was what was good about this set list, was you get that perfect mixture of the rockers, the stripped down ones, but you had some epics towards the end.
That's what we were
and
saying,
you had
wasn't
deep cuts like Infinite Dreams and whatnot.
That's what we were saying, wasn't it? Our when like gigs now to see, like, you know, your heroes and all the rest of it, you get so further and further out of reach with the ticket prices, with the fucking venues trying to claw back from COVID and the record labels and all that shit. Tribute bands you're gonna see such a surge, and tribute bands are gonna be selling out fucking bigger venues than this. And I think Iron Maiden,
and they're going to crack on, because if the places are selling out, there's no reason for them not to do it anymore.
And they play the songs that, like you say, Die With Your Boots On. You'd be like, it's like, fucking hell, where did that come from? You know? And
well, the set lists are designed by fans.
For fans, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas the band are always like, oh, we play for ourselves, not the fans. But the tribute bands are fans themselves, so they're like, fuck it, I want to hear this song. You know, wouldn't surprise me in a couple of years' time, someone busts out Empire of the Clouds, you know, because they want to hear it. And that's the beauty of being in a tribute band. You do what you fucking like. And these boys, they're having great fun doing it. And highly recommend you go and see them. Yeah. They're all over the fucking country. They don't give a shit. I mean, Cole lives in deepest, darkest fucking Portland. Yeah, he fucking drove back. You know, he's got the Milton Keynes to fucking Gravesend. He drove back last night. They go anywhere.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing gigs every weekend now. It seems like Friday night and Saturday night. Here, they're all over the country. And they're taking bookings for 2026 now. So, right, I'm going to go before I get my balls pulled off. And, but yeah, go see Iron Maiden.
Yes.
Go to the Cart and Horses show. We will fuck off. Anyway, yeah. So, there you go. Right. Yeah, definitely go see them.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're definitely worth your time. This will definitely whet your appetite while you're waiting for the show to come to your local area.
Exactly, yes.
Right. With that, I'll bid you farewell.
Short and sweet.
And we'll see you next episode.
Indeed.